Hey guys, I'm Tara. Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we're going to be talking about why your upper traps may be constantly tight and what you can do about it. Let's start with where your upper trap is. So your upper trap sits right here. So it's between your neck and your shoulder. So really like the muscle belly of it is about right here. And that's where a lot of people feel tension when this muscle gets tight. So this muscle, what it actually does is it shrugs our shoulders up. So when you lift your shoulders up, the muscle is activated and in a shortened position. This muscle can become tight from a variety of reasons. The most common reason is postural. So a lot of times when we are, say, sitting and working at the computer, we tend to get up into this position. So we might start like nice and relaxed here, and like the longer we work, the more our shoulders like start to come up toward our ears, especially as the day goes on. If you're like lifting your hands too high, then you start to also get into that shrugged position. So that's a really common cause. Another thing is a lot of people just hold their stress in their upper traps. So I'm sure many of us know that stress can affect our bodies from a physical standpoint. So something that stress can do is it can actually make us hold certain muscles in tightened and shortened position. So certain muscles are more prone to, be affected by stress than others. And the upper trap is a really common muscle that tends to get tight when we're stressed. I think a lot of it is that when we are stressed out, a lot of us tend to hold ourselves in more of this like tense, tight position with the shoulders up, even though it might not be so extreme, and that's why the upper trap is a muscle that's commonly tight when we're stressed. The pelvic floor muscles are also another common muscle that tends to get tight when we're stressed for some people, and a lot of times when I'm explaining this to people, I use the upper traps as an example because I think a lot of people can understand that better. And then if you like think about like, say, like your quad, I feel like that kind of muscle probably isn't where you're holding your stress for most people. Another reason that this muscle could get tight is if we have weak like opposing muscles. So say like the rear delt or rotator cuff are weak and we're doing a lot of stuff overhead, then our upper trap is like overactive. So you might feel like, my like shoulders get tight after I'm like, putting all the dishes away or something, and that could be a reason why. So it might be muscle weakness in another muscle group that's causing the upper traps to get tight. The last reason I'm going to give you guys today is if something is actually going on with your neck, like some type of injury, disc issue, sometimes then you get muscle tightness to kind of help. Your muscles think they're like kind of helping protect the area, so they tighten up. I also do want to mention, so if you have pain in this area, it doesn't necessarily mean that it's your upper trap and that it's definitely muscle. That's a really common area of pain that radiates from your neck. So if something is going on with like a disc in your neck, it is very common that the pain actually radiates out this way. It's just a side note just to keep in mind that it's not definitely your muscle. I mean, I'm not going to go into too much detail on like diagnosing neck pain, but just to kind of put that out there. I feel like I'm having like really witchy vibes with this shirt today. Okay guys, so I'm giving you 3 suggestions to help you with your upper trap tightness. I moved to the floor because like you guys know, I really love sitting on the floor and I just feel really comfy here. Suggestion number 1 sounds really easy, but it's actually more difficult than it sounds, and that's to work on your posture. So just check in with yourself throughout the day, and if you're starting to notice that your shoulders are starting to get elevated as you're sitting and working at your desk, try to like tune in and just kind of drop the shoulders down. It's kind of hard sometimes to notice these things, but the more you do it, the more in tune you'll be with your body, and you'll catch yourself sooner when you're starting to get out of like a good postural position. Suggestion number 2 is to work on relaxation. So sometimes our muscles actually like don't know how to relax. So it's actually possible that your upper trap is literally always holding itself in this tightened and shortened position. So ways you could do that would be either meditation or just like laying down and working on relaxing the body. So it's kind of like Shavasana. So if you do like to meditate and even doing like a quick 5-minute meditation and scanning your body and trying to tune in and just like soften areas that feel like they're getting tight. Or you could also do this laying down, tuning into different areas of your body. And in this video, obviously, we're focusing on the upper traps, so tuning into the upper traps and trying to relax those muscles. I do have a video that kind of teaches you how to do this in a little bit more detail, and I'll link that in the description down below. Suggestion number 3 is to stretch the muscle. So I will show you how to do an upper trap stretch. If you want to stretch the right upper trap, so you're basically going to bring your left ear to your left shoulder. I personally, so basically it kind of looks like this, which seems really like simple, but you know, that's how you stretch it. It's not that complicated. I personally, like some people like pull their head. I don't like to pull my head when I do it because then I feel like you're like cranking more on your joints. So I'm on the floor right now. So you could kind of just like put your, so right arm straight out, bring your left ear to your left shoulder. So you're aiming over this way and you're trying to pull your right shoulder down. So you're reaching out with your right arm a little bit and just tractioning the shoulder down. Okay, so if you like just lean over this way, you might feel it, but you might only feel it a little bit. And then if you actually focus on bringing the shoulder down, you'll start to feel that stretch more. So if you did it on the other side, so your right ear would go to your left shoulder, and then you kind of try to just drop the left shoulder down. So you're actually actively trying to pull it down a little bit. I like that better. Like I said, I don't like to like crank on the head and pull the head. If you're sitting in a chair, so you can kind of hold onto the chair and then bring your ear over. And some people might find that they feel the stretch a little bit better that way. When you're doing stretching, you do want to hold around 20 seconds to really get lengthen the muscle. If you hold for shorter than 20 seconds, you might feel good after, but it's probably not going to have a lasting effect. I personally, sometimes you can hold stretches for longer than 20 seconds. I sometimes find it uncomfortable to hold neck stretches for longer than 20 seconds. So usually I would recommend holding 20 seconds and doing the stretch 3 times. One other thing to note, which I guess would kind of be suggestion 4, although I said there was 3 suggestions, would be if you are feeling like you're someone who maybe has some weakness in the opposing muscles, like the rotator cuff muscles, and maybe you're overusing your upper trap. I do have a video that does go over rotator cuff strengthening, and I will link that in the description down below. But that's all I have for you guys today. I know there's simple suggestions that maybe it's something you haven't thought about, so I hope that you found them helpful. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up and feel free to leave me a comment down below. If you're not already subscribed to my channel, please hit that subscribe button right below me, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye guys!